It's time for Ask Mike Mondays. Mike answers one listener's question every week. Here's Michael Becker and Paul Peebles.
Welcome to Ask Mike Mondays. I'm Paul Peebles, National Underwriter for Old Capital. Joining me today, smartest guy in the room, Michael Becker.
Hey, Paul.
So Michael, who owns 4,600 doors and has a lot of responsibility keeping those properties maintained. Are you part of the maintenance staff, Michael?
I am not.
So do you have even keys to any of your apartments?
I do not. No codes, no keys, none of that.
But you're a good asset manager and you stay on top of these transactions. So you're a perfect person to ask about apartments. So a question we get asked every once in a while, and I think we want to ask it on Ask Mike Mondays. Mike, would you build an apartment building?
Me? No, I would not, Paul. So the end. No, I'm personally not interested in getting into the development business. Certainly not now. Maybe one day in the future that might change, but I don't foresee it. The risks that I see that are different when you go in and do a new construction on an apartment versus kind of buying an existing apartment complex and then doing some renovations while you both have some construction management to oversee the projects is completely different. On the new construction, the financing terms, certainly in this current environment, are a little tougher because the regulators are trying to tamp down a little bit of the new supply that's coming on the market. So they're putting tougher capital constraints and being tougher on the bankers. So in turns, the terms are getting less favorable. Another thing that's different just in general is typically the construction loans have a recourse component to it. So you have to sign, personal guarantee onto the loan. And then, you have a period of, 12 to 18 months to build the apartment out, then another, multiple months to get it leased up. So, you have 2+ years of negative cash flow along the way that you got to kind of upfront escrow the money into kind of your total budget to make sure you get it. Then if you had some delays and, if anyone's ever renovated a house or done anything like that knows there's always delays, then, that gets further and further down the hole. Another thing is if you get in these deals and you're kind of costing it off today's labor and today's material costs, and, it's a fluid marketplace. So if, big hurricane hits somewhere else in the country and all the price of timber and the labor to rebuild skyrockets right after you kind of get your loan, then you got cost overruns you got to deal with. And if you don't have enough contingency within your budget, you start getting in some trouble there. And then just, generally when you start these projects, it takes multiple months to plan it, if not a year to plan it out of the front. And then, it takes you multiple years to build it. And the economy might be doing great when you decide to do this, take this investment on. And then all of a sudden you're delivering an apartment in 2009 and then the world's completely changed and the capital markets have changed, and trying to get it leased up and then refinance, your assumptions going in are one thing and then the market changes on you in the interim. So it just for those layered risk in there, those are reasons why I don't necessarily like it. I think the light value add or even the deeper value add, but the existing apartments, they go in, have a revenue stream out of the gate that you just go in and tweak and make better. That seems to be like a much better risk-adjusted return in my estimation.
Now, we do new construction, multifamily building, but it's not for everybody. It's not for typically people that have never done it before. We'll do it to people that have maybe learned from somebody else on somebody else's dime and kind of figured it out. So we'll do, deal number 2 or 3, but we typically don't do deal number 1. We don't try to put you in the business. It's very difficult, a lot of risk that's involved. And sometimes I don't understand the amount of risk that you have to take for the rewards you possibly can get 3 years down from thinking about it. So, but we do new construction, multifamily properties. Michael may not do that for himself, but we definitely do it. So anything else, Michael? Anything else going on?
That's really it. If you guys enjoy the podcast, certainly we'd appreciate if you go to www.oldcapitalpodcast.com. There you can ask a question for Ask Mike Mondays for a future episode. So let's find a white paper and sample due diligence checklist, as well as kind of just seeing what we have going on in the Old Capital Speaker Series or different events that we have. So we certainly appreciate if you guys go to that website. Again, www.oldcapitalpodcast.com, or even go to Facebook. We have a Facebook page. Kind of like and follow us on Facebook. That's great. We'll have Paul's getting in the technology business now, so we might start doing some more like Facebook Live and some other content on Facebook. We're trying to get a little bit more active there as well.
Sounds good. That was Michael Becker, smartest guy in the room. I'm Paul Peebles. Have a good day.